Alright guys, one of the things I want to talk to you about winterizing, which something I'm doing, is everybody is worried about their water lines, but don't forget your sewer lines. So generally water will not sit inside your actual sewer lines, with the exception of the traps. But what I do, and I'm not going to show it to you as a how-to in here, but I'll just kind of talk about it, is I run the I fill up the tanks. So once I dump at the end of the season, I dump my tanks black and gray at the campgrounds, and at the campgrounds I run my flush, the front black tank flush and the second black tank flush at the campgrounds. But at the end of the winter, or I'm sorry, at the end of the season before the winter, I am going to fill them up again a couple of times and drain them. And I just wanted to make sure that everything is completely out of them, as far as feces and toilet paper and everything. So basically, I fill them up a couple of times, flush them out again until the water is completely clear. It's actually very easy to see, because on mine I have one of the clear ends, so you can kind of see it. And what I do is I drain everything down, and then we flush it out using each one of these individually. My recommendation is to have the your black tank open when you flush. This way it doesn't fill up inside the RV and come out the toilet. That'll be a mess, especially if it's dirty water. After that's all done, everything's drained and clean, completely drain everything out. Obviously you use a hose. You don't want to dispose of anything on the ground, which I've already done. And I come right out in here into my clean out outside. I put the compressor up to each one of these, and I pump air, which I'll show you in the next step. And then that basically will take the air from the point of the check valve to where it goes into the camper tank, and I'm sorry, into the holding tank, and blows all the air out. You could also theoretically hook up something similar to like what I have here, putting a pump in between and pumping the antifreeze. It'll pull the antifreeze through, and then it'll push it into the tank. But I don't have an external pump, and this year I'm going to not do it that way. If I run into a problem for next year, then I'll change the way I'm doing it. I don't think I will, but I think we're okay. So that's how I winterize my black and gray tanks. After everything's all drained out, I go up, and basically I have one full and about a third left, and we're gonna basically get these into the drains of the black tank. I already did our kitchen traps, which I showed you in the previous video. Okay, but basically we're going to run a little bit down in here so that we can get the antifreeze down into the black tank. We'll fill it up a little bit more. That's probably good. All this is going to do is sit down at the bottom of the tank. just want to fill this up. Okay, so that's good. Basically, that back bathroom is all set. There is water. All the water is completely out. And we're just going to run that's it. We're going to leave that in there and we're good. So we should have plenty of antifreeze down in our tanks. Alright. You can see as long as the pink's coming out, we're in good shape. Okay. That's it, guys. That's how I'm antifreezing everything. Don't forget, again, your laundry system, which I've already done. And if you have any questions, hit me up. Have a good one. Alright, so here's another step I do. You got black tank flush is here. This is the front one, and this is for the back. Black tank flush too. So what we're gonna do is see if I can get this to show you. We have the compressor on, and we want to blow air through this into the tank so that there's no water sitting in the line from, you know, the check valve that's inside of here to the tank. Otherwise, if that freezes, that could blow a line in between the tank and here. So we're going to put this in, and it's going to pressurize. And we're going to let that run for maybe like a minute or so, and shut that off, and we should be good. It'll push air through the system, and that should be protected. If I had an external pump, I could hook it up in between my antifreeze, and I could actually pump antifreeze in through. But I don't have an external pump, so this is what we're going to do. Just going to blow all that air out. All right. All right, guys. So we got the black tank 2 flushed. We're going to flush out the black tank 1, shooting the air through. And once this is done, we are pretty much going to be done. So it's pushing the air through, and the compressor is going to kick on, which it did.